Welcome to Genesis Engineers Academy. In this video, I am going to discuss on parallelogram law of forces. If two forces are acting at a point are represented in magnitude and direction by the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then their resultant is represented in magnitude and direction by the diagonal of that parallelogram passing through the same point of that of P and Q. Okay, so let us derive the equation of this parallelogram equation. So let P is one force, Q is another force, and the angle between these two forces is theta. Then these two forces and this is P, this is also P, as the opposite sides are parallel and equal, and this is also equal to Q. If you resolve the forces into two rectangular components, this becomes Q cos theta, this becomes Q sin theta. Okay, so resolving this one and this A and B, okay, we will see this one A, B, C and then D is a parallelogram, and if you draw the vertical, that becomes E. Okay, now the triangle AEC is a right angled triangle. So from this right angled triangle, AC becomes hypotenuse and these two sides becomes that is adjacent side and opposite side for this one. Okay, so taking this angle, so what is that angle? And if you take this one, R is equal to, or R square is equal to, what you understand? That is AE square plus EC square. What is AE? So this side is AE and this vertical line is EC. So then AE is consists of two more things, that is AB plus BE, that is whole square of AE, and then EC is equal to Q sin theta. If AB is equal to P and B is equal to Q cos theta, and you expand this formula, what you will get it? That is theta. This becomes whole square. This is whole square. Okay. Now it is P square plus Q square cos square theta plus 2PQ cos theta plus Q square sin square theta. If you take the common of Q square, that is Q square is equal to sin square theta plus cos square theta plus 2PQ cos theta. And this we know this is equal to 1. Then R is equal to, you can take it as, that is root under P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. This is the magnitude of the resultant. And these two forces are P and Q, and the angle between them is cos theta. Okay, so this is about resultant. And now it is you have to find out the that is called angle of this one. So suppose this is alpha and this is opposite side for that one. So tan alpha is equal to, that is opposite side, Q sin theta. You understand my point? Q sin theta, and it is P plus Q cos theta. So in some of the examples, some people will take this as P and some people will take this as Q. So then the notation will be changed. So to keep that is in mind, so you have to draw always the parallelogram diagram, and otherwise the sides. Opposite to that, it is you have to resolve the forces, that is Q, into two components. Okay, so then it is Q cos theta, then it is P plus Q cos theta, then alpha is equal to tan inverse Q sin theta by P plus Q cos theta. Got my point? So this is the how you form this one. And one more situation in competitive examinations, what you have to do, then I will discuss in the coming slide. Okay, so that is the same thing I have drawn in this one. Okay, so R is equal to root under P square plus Q square 2PQ cos theta. Okay, sometimes he may be given that P is equal to Q. Then in that case, this becomes P square, and I will substitute for Q as P, and this is 2P into P cos theta. Okay, so this is R square, and it is 2P square into 1 plus cos theta, and this becomes 1 plus cos theta is equal to 2 cos square theta. So this is 2p square into 2 cos square theta by 2, and this becomes 4p square cos square theta by 2. Okay, you got my point? So if it is like that one, then R is equal to how much? It is 2p cos of theta by 2. Okay, so this is one option. In this case, I have taken P is equal to Q. Sometimes P is equal to X, Q is equal to 2X, double. So in all these cases, you have to multiply, that is a substitute as per the data given. And what happens to this one if the angle between them is 0? So angle between them 0 means suppose it is P and it is Q and it is theta. This is the situation given, and you have to draw accordingly. This is parallelogram. Okay, so R is equal to, if theta is equal to 0, what happens to this one? R is equal to P square. Okay, so next this is P and this is Q, is Q square plus 2PQ cos 0. Cos 0 is equal to 1. Okay, cos 0 is equal to 1, then it becomes P plus Q whole square, and under root this becomes P plus Q. That means what? P and Q are in the same direction. If you take this problem as vectors, it will look like this one. This is P and Q is also on this one. So if the vectors are in the same direction, the resultant will be also in the same direction, like then R is equal to P plus Q. You can also add up this one. And if the angle between these two forces is 180, if theta is equal to 180, what would happen? First you draw the P1, P thing, next you take this as 180. Now Q goes to this side. Okay, so this R you can directly write like P minus Q or Q minus P. In this case, P is greater than Q. In this case, Q is greater than P. So like that you can find out. So the resultant will be greater of these two forces. In this case, in the first case, the resultant is in the rightward direction. In this case, the resultant is leftward direction. This is rightward direction. Okay. So that is the case if the angle between them is 180, and if the angle between 0, we have discussed, they are in the both forces are in the same direction. what happens if theta is equal to 90 degrees? So if theta is equal to 90, what would we do? That is theta is equal to 90 and means cos 90 is equal to 0. Then r square is equal to p square plus q square under root. So if p is equal to q, that is you can also draw like this one. So r is equal to 2p square under root 2. So the resultant force is equal to root times p. If theta is equal to like that. Okay. So in this way, you may have such type of questions. What people will do, the direction means definitely it is an angle. So direction is not the arrow. Okay. So that gives us the sense of the force. That is, the arrow gives you sense of force. And the direction is nothing but alpha. And we will solve the problems given in external examinations and some of the SSC and GATE problems. Okay. So now we will solve some of the problems. Two forces, that is magnitude F. So the force F, P is PF, Q is also F. And have the resultant of same magnitude. So R is also F. What is the angle between the two forces? F square is equal to F square plus F square plus 2F square into cos theta. You got my point? So this becomes minus F square is equal to 2F square cos theta. Then cos theta is equal to minus half if you carry out all these things. So theta is minus half. So that means this is equal to cos of minus, that is cos 60 is half. This is the angle of that one. Okay. So that is this is correct answer. So in the first quadrant, got my point? When do you get this minus sign? So it is 180 minus. So if you observe these angles, there is no what you have got this one. So in this case, if you write like this one, cos of minus theta means 0 minus theta. 0 minus theta. What is that? So plus theta is in the anti-clockwise direction and minus theta is in the direction. So all silver tea cups. So this is positive, but it is a negative. So the right answer is cos of minus, that is cos 180 minus 60. So 180 minus 60 means it is in the second quadrant. Then cos value is negative. So the right answer is 120. Okay. So 120 is the right answer. So like that you have to take care while solving the problem. So you may simply use minus 60. So minus 60 is not here. Okay. So in what quadrant the cos values are negative? Cos values are negative in second quadrant and third quadrant. In the first and fourth quadrant, cos is positive, but you have got is negative. Okay. So the angle between, next problem, the angle between two forces to make the resultant a maximum and minimum R. Okay. So maximum and minimum means resultant two forces. To angle between them is what is the angle to make the resultant to maximum of the forces and minimum of the forces. Okay. So R is equal to P plus Q. In this case, maximum R is equal to P minus Q. In this case, it is negative. How do you solve analytically? How do you solve analytically? And you can also substitute like that one. So that is R square or R is equal to square root p square plus q square plus 2pq cos theta. If cos theta is equal to 0, cos theta is equal to 0, got my point? Cos theta is equal to 0 or cos 0 is equal to 1, then r is equal to p plus q. It is a maximum. If r is equal to 90, then r is equal to 90, then cos 90 is equal to 0, then this is the root p square plus q square. Okay, next, this is not the case, not the same. Okay, so if you take r is equal, p is equal to 4, q is equal to 2, then how much you get it is? In the maximum case it is 6, in this case it is 16 plus 4, 20 root 2. Okay, this is root 5. And we will check it another value, that is 180 and 0. 180 means 0 you have substituted and found that r is equal to p plus q. And if you put this 180, it is minus. So these are the values. R is equal to how much? 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. So 2 is lesser than this one. So this may be the minimum value and 6 may be the maximum value. So this is the option we have to. So maximum is rp plus q and minimum is p minus q or q minus p, whatever it is. Okay, so and we'll move on to the third one, that is the maximum and minimum magnitude of resultant force is 1000 and minimum is 500 newtons at a point. What are the values of the two forces? Okay, so what we have done? R is equal to P plus Q, that is equal to 1000. R is equal to P minus Q, that is minimum, it is 500. So if you add up this one, 2P is equal to 1500, P is equal to 750, Q is equal to 250. So where the values lies? This is the option. So these are the things you have to get the values correctly. Okay, so what is the maximum? So maximum is in the same direction, minimum in the opposite direction. If the forces, two forces lie in the same direction, you will have the maximum resultant. It is just like two persons pulling like this one. This is P, this is Q. And if these two forces pulling in this direction, and the resultant will be P plus Q. If the person is acting in this direction, another force is in that direction, then the resultant is P minus Q or Q minus P. That is difference of these two forces, and the maximum value you get when the sum of the forces is that is greater than this one. So this is the thing. The next problem, find the magnitude and direction of the resultant of coplanar and concurrent. So in the many of the problems we restricted to plane problems, that means on the same plane. So those are called coplanar, and in some of the cases we call it as these are concurrent, that means these are emanating from the point O. So you have to understand every word to have the subject fully. Otherwise the knowledge becomes cumbersome and you will definitely get confused. Okay, so what is this one? So this value is given to confuse to you, and what we have to do, we take the angle only between the two forces. We don't care about this one. We care about the angle between these two forces, that is 30. So this is 100 square, 50 square plus 2 into 100, that is 50 into 100 into cos 30 under root. What is the value of this one? So 100 square root, this one, and if you cos 30 is equal to root 3 by 2, and you add up this one and find out what is the value for that one. Okay, so it is your duty to apply or to use your calculator and get the value. So the option is only that one. So he is asking only that is a magnitude also, and also this is this one. So this is R, and you have to find out alpha also. So this is the force we are taking as Q, and this is the force you have to take. Then alpha is equal to tan inverse Q, that is 100. Okay, what is the angle here? Same, that is 30. Q sine 30 divided by P, that is what is the P? That is 50, and it is Q. You are using 30 sine 30, so here you have to use cos 30. From these values you can find out the direction of the resultant. Okay, so now in the fifth case, the resultant of two concurrent forces is 12 if the two forces are equal and makes an angle 120. So what do you get? That is R is equal to 12, resultant of the two forces. And if you take this one, f square plus 2f square into cos 120. Cos 120 means 180 minus 60. Then it is negative. So it becomes what? Then what? That is under root, it is 12. Am I right or not? The angle, if the two forces are equal and makes 120 with each other, find the magnitude and the resultant of the resultant makes. So the resultant is already given. So can you find out this one? F square, that is equal to 2f square minus half, that is f square is equal to 12. Then f square is equal to 12 square and f is equal to 12. So the two forces are equal, 12, 12. Okay. Am I right or not? This is f square, 2f square minus 2f square into cos 120, that is 1 by 2, and it is minus value and you will have f square, so f is equal to 2. What the magnitude and the angle that the resultant makes. So R is given and the forces are this one, so resultant alpha is equal to tan inverse Q, that is 12, angle is sine 120 plus 12 cos 120. This is the formula to find out the resultant. The resultant of two forces acting at a point with an angle 60 between them is 80. Find the magnitude of each force. Same case. Means F and the resultant is 80. F square plus F square minus 2F square cos 60. Cos 60 is half. So what would you get? This is 3F square. This is 80 square. Okay, so you will get it is 80 square by 3. So this is that one. F is equal to 80 by root 3. That is the magnitude of the each force. So you have to study or read the question fully. So what are the forces, whether they are equal, and what is the angle between them, and whether the resultant is given or not. So this parallelogram law of forces is used when you are given two forces only. If there are three forces acting, then you don't have right to use parallelogram law of forces. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and also press the bell button to receive all notifications.